Hi, my name is Rob Kipper-Williams and we are here for the world premiere of Soldiers Without Guns, a film from Will Watson. As you can see, there are people lining up behind me to get into the world premiere tonight. It's an untold story of unsung heroes, and we're going to see who the real heroes are tonight in the theatre. Let's go check it out. So you were commissioned to make haka and guitars.
That's correct.
And this is now a 13 years labour of love, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can you tell us why?
I saw a dead child's hand reaching out from the rubble of a blown up building in the Middle East. I'd spent a lot of time in the Middle East travelling around, and that could have been a child I knew. And so there was that incident, but also I just had my baby daughter. And I felt that we really need to, children need to live in peace and prosperity, and they have the right to grow up without violence all around them. And New Zealand leads the way in peacekeeping and ending wars. And I thought this story would show the world that there is actually hope, because there's a real resignation amongst the world for whether you can end war. Conflicts seem like they never end. And this was an opportunity to show what New Zealand does in the world, how it leads the way in stopping war. So that was the main sort of reason. That was the big catalyst, was just seeing that dead child.
Well, on that, what do you think people are going to walk away learning when they watch the film tonight?
I think they're going to come away with, one, hope that there is a way to end war, and two, how brave our New Zealand soldiers are going into war zones, carrying a guitar, and the possibility of being killed while trying to help other people. And New Zealand leads the way in peacekeeping, and this really shines a light on how well we do it. We're miles out ahead of everybody in it.
What do you think about the choice to go in without guns in a situation like that?
It's incredible. That touched me to my core, because I just know how powerful music is and how powerful the guitar is. I mean, it saved my life, and it's given me an incredible opportunity to see the world and connect with other cultures. So I know how powerful it is and how powerful music and guitar is. So to see it in this context, in this medium, it will just blow your mind, man. I can't wait for everyone to see it. Yeah. Here we go.
How'd you feel about the movie?
I felt particularly proud that it was recognised that the culture of New Zealand played such an important role in the peace process for Bougainville, and it really couldn't have happened without putting down the guns and going to Bougainville, and the culture, the Maori culture particularly, played such a crucial role in the success of the peace process.
After the Civil War, I went in and drove the whole cocoa replanting program and the reconstruction and everything. So I watched that whole thing happen, and Will in this film has captured it absolutely accurately and marvellously. It's top notch.
I think one of the biggest takeaways from that, or one of Yeah, a couple was just how much women and guitars played so much of a role in the whole kaupapa of what they went out to go and do.
Wow, it's moving, just peace, that we can find a way to find reconciliation when there's guns pointed at each other.
I'm very touched that Will has made this film because the PMGs have done a great job in my country, and I am very grateful and thankful that he has done that to show the public that actually New Zealand is a very beautiful country and people with loving arts. And I thank God that you have come and brought peace to my country. Thank you very much, the people of New Zealand, and especially the Defence Force and the PMG families that I worked with. God bless you. Thank you.
What do you think Kiwis that haven't seen the film can take away when they actually go see it?
I think it can give them a reason to be proud about our bicultural nation and that there are alternatives to war and fighting.
It really reminded me very strongly of the current situation in our region, as Don McKinnon would say, of the South Pacific. Our current Bougainville is West Papua, where the Indonesians are killing and fighting and the West Papuan people, because there's a lot of wealth in that land, and Australia and New Zealand seem to be largely ignoring the atrocities happening there. So my question is, what can New Zealand do to help bring peace to West Papua?
I'm really curious to get your thoughts on how you felt being told to go on the Anand. What were you thinking at that time?
Yeah, you always feel naked, when you're going into a gunfight with a guitar. We knew that we had a task in front of us, and we knew we were going to carry it out, to the best of our ability.
I think for me, the message about women and empowering women was a great theme that ran throughout the whole movie.
Kei te tino hari kua hau, very, very joyful. I'm very happy to see New Zealand's contribution to those efforts in Bougainville, seeing the history, seeing it unfold. But the show was quite immense. For me, the reality of war in society, but how we could come together as a nation, New Zealand, and go and intervene in a peaceful and a compassionate way, but showing those true values of manaakitanga, hospitable nature, aroha to other people, tētahi ki tētahi, and also how we can empower one another and the rest of the world, that we can learn from our mistakes, but also through shared love and compassion, help other peoples.
I was really moved by what the movie portrayed, by what Will did, for not only for New Zealand, but for women, to show the mana that those women had, but also to show how a community comes together from a place of love.
Wow, I tell you what, it went from a little bit of anger to a little bit of really feeling for the people, and then feeling really empowered by the women who are just out there just fighting for their rights, and then just in awe of what New Zealand came to the fore to do, and just seeing New Zealand, wow, if only New Zealand could rule the world. I tell you what, Aotearoa will show the world all right.
I think this movie shines a light on the power of women and their ability to end war. And if we can take note of this message and then spread it out, I think it'll make a big difference in the world.
I felt absolutely beautiful and proud to be a New Zealander and also a woman. I think it really shows the beautiful, genuine love that our country has, especially in this time, because of the recent events in Christchurch. It really proves, the beauty that we have in this country and what we hold dear to us.
Look, I think right now, the only word is probably pride. And I just look at Will, he's my darling, he's been working for so long, 13 years. And to see this night all come together after so much work is just, part of it is relief. I think it's been a crazy road. But yeah, just pride. And I think looking around at people, they're so happy to be proud of being New Zealand.